I'm in. I'm approving. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Word. All right. So,
That's
so
it.
section 2. No.
All right, repeat what
All
you
right.
said because for some reason
You couldn't
the
hear anything I
Facebook
was
Live,
saying.
nothing.
So what I was saying was when I was in the process of inviting you in and we were finally trying to connect and get everything going because you were busy, I was busy, we kept missing each other. And then I got like this private message from somebody and they were like, hey, listen, you've got a great lineup, but you need some power women on your panel. And I was like, dude, slow down. I got you. So I'm super excited that you're going to be a part of the Real Talk Conference. I wanted to thank you for, first of all, taking the time to do that with me today. And then taking like a whole day on August 15th to come down to Miami and be in front of people and really like contribute, right? Which is what we do.
Thank you.
So thank you for doing that with me. So I want to talk to you about a few things. And yesterday we were kind of texting each other and you were like, so what are we talking about? And I was like, you know what? I don't really know. Let's go with this. So tell us a little bit about you, your office, who you are, what you do, what you're known for, etc.
You know, I'm just a girl obsessed with this industry, obsessed with our business and all the amazing things that can happen when you work with really great people. I've been doing this for a long time, David, and I don't think that we ever figure out that we've made it, right?
No.
People say, what am I known for? I hope I'm known for just, you know, doing good business and the hustle and hopefully I can inspire some people's careers to just keep on pushing. I do run a team. I run a team of 18. That includes some staff as well. And I also have an amazing brokerage where I have some great partners who choose to, you know, run independent brokerages alongside with us, independent businesses by us. And, you know, we get to hopefully collaborate for their business and make them inspire them to continue to do good business. So
All right.
that's about 40 agents in our office total.
Awesome. So you're a broker owner as well.
Yes, I'm a broker owner as
Awesome.
well. I work with some really great people. You know, it's not like we're out there trying to, you know, have hundreds of agents. We just want to work with really good people. We're kind of like a family.
It's a great mindset, great concept.
Yeah, and I think you said, what am I known for? Well, I mean, there was a little slight stint in time. I think I was known as Zillow's bitch, which I'm going to make sure everybody knows I'm not. You know.
I said Zillow queen. How the hell?
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Know, look, listen, I want to say something about Zillow real quick and say something about you and Zillow. So I've heard you speak about Zillow because I heard you at Inman and I've also heard you at NAREP events. And then it works for you. You earn a return on it. You've made it work. How many people, and then I sit back and I listen to all the people that say, man, Zillow's cheap, it doesn't work, it gives me bad leads, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I think to myself, okay, well then this can't be true because there are people who are really putting it to work, right?
Well, let me set the record straight. Straight. I've been in business for a long time, before the Facebook, before the Zillow, before the online lead. So I understand the hustle. I know how to prospect. I know how to nurture relationships. I know how to be involved in the community. I know how to be belly to belly, elbow to elbow. So just to set the record straight, I did read a lot of comments. Oh my God, they're lazy agents. Agents who don't know how to prospect. No, I just understand that there was a portion of my business that we were really good at, and I wanted to bring additional business onto our plate. Additional opportunities to the people who were in our world so that we can help jumpstart their career and maybe inject their business quicker. So the average agent may take 7 to 8 months just to get one closing. On my team and in my world, the average agent will have 6 or 7 closings after 3 months. So it goes back to just business decisions that we wanted to have as a pillar in our business. And we failed at it many, many times. But then as we continue to push forward and say, wait, there might be something here, we kind of cracked the code and started realizing, okay, well, if so-and-so is doing it well, let me pick their brain. Or if this person is making smarter investments, let me understand, because I started looking at it as an advertising avenue, a platform, the same way you might do direct mail.
That's what it is. Like,
exactly.
That's exactly what it is, right?
Well, people say the leads suck. The leads don't suck. We suck when we feel that every single person we meet the first time, we're supposed to sell them a home.
Not only that, I think we suck when we're not giving it the attention it's supposed to receive in the time frame that it's supposed to receive. We're not putting in 100%, and then we want to say the system sucks, right? We want to say I was supposed to receive this lead on this silver platter, you know, here you go. Now go to the closing table. Let's just skip everything else, right? It's like I tell some agents, I go, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to show the houses too?
Yeah.
You know what I
When
mean? Like,
I think we're in an interesting twist in our industry right now where even Zillow themselves, before they wanted, to obviously create opportunities for agents to touch more people, right? And I think we're in an interesting place in our business, even at Inman this year. I know we were at Inman together last year, but
yeah,
this year, the tone was a little different. It was less about leads, more about the connections, right? And even these industry giants are also saying, okay, maybe too many leads is noise. Maybe
yeah,
too much is too much. So we're
thousand
actually
percent.
saying, let's focus on what matters in this industry, right? The relationships, the people connections, but also those who don't have a relationship with someone. Let's put them in front of an expert. And that's what we tried to what we positioned ourselves as far as really working our reviews, really working our profile, really making sure that we always answer the phone, no consumer left behind. And also making sure that our agents who decide to partner with us, we make a strategic investment in their business, but we also have tons of accountability and high expectations for them as well to provide wow service, but also to know that this needs to go into the hands of someone who's really hungry in this industry and wants to grow as a professional, because those clients will become future clients and future
Right,
referrals and future
right,
business. So we just kind of compound. The compound effect is really
right.
important for us. And yeah, that's where my story with Zillow came on.
Which,
And
by the way, The Compound Effect is an excellent book if no one's read it yet.
right, it is.
But it's an excellent, excellent, excellent book. You know, I'm a believer in systems, right? I spent 9 years in the United States Marine Corps, and I remember getting out and trying to figure out life as a civilian, right? I was a weapons specialist for 9 years. It was like the police department, Bloods or Crips. That was where my job opportunities, right? So, so I came out and I was like, I got to do something. And I remember getting into the real estate business and kind of just like trying to be jack of all trades, master of none, trying to figure out every avenue that I could ever attack and receive leads from. And then one day somebody looked at me and said, and it even mostly happened to me recently with my wife. My wife looked at me recently and said, you need to bring the Marine back, right? And so that was for a different conversation. But in this particular instance, it was about Marines have systems in place. Marines have a culture in place. Marines have a way they do things, and they don't rely on just one avenue of approach to make something happen, right? And so you're talking about, we do a lot of business. Zillow's not our food. Like, that's not our 100%. We do that as an added benefit so that my agents don't take 6 months to close. They close 6 times in 6 months, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I think it's very important for people to understand that, and also understand that this is about building relationships, right? You get a lead on Zillow, Facebook, from a friend, from your mom. It doesn't matter where that lead comes from. It's about building the relationship. Obviously, if you receive a lead from your mom or your friend, you're kind of halfway through the relationship. It's a warm lead. Now they almost instantly have a sense of trust because it came from a trusted source.
Right.
Whereas Zillow, Facebook, Realtor.com, or whatever it is, some online lead source, you're starting from the very beginning. You're starting from scratch. You're having to create solid relationships with someone.
Yeah, and oftentimes that's, that is not the easiest type of relationship to build on. But if
Right.
you've created a brand, or if you've created awareness in the community that you are in the neighborhood as well, you are a person, you get involved, they see you at community events, but then they also see you online and they see that you really do have a track record. Oftentimes that could be a warmer conversation to say, I see you guys everywhere, so I figured I'd give you guys an opportunity. I just want a shot at an interview. I don't always want the lay down. I want a shot at an opportunity. I want my team to have an opportunity to have a shot of just saying, before I make a decision, I want to talk to these people, because I think that might be an option for me to see what my options are, an opportunity for me to see what my options are. And it really makes agents level up. That's the thing, is that when you have a lay down, oftentimes people don't level up. And I think that that's what's happening in our industry. People are leveling up. And I love that. I love all the talent, all the hustle, all the creative ways that people are doing business now. It's making us all level up. And I don't care how much your tenure in this business is, you have to level up today in this industry, because not only are we facing the industry giants, we're facing new talent, creative souls. I mean, look, it took me 10 minutes to get on Facebook Live. I need them in my world. I swear I've done this before, but I guess my phone was live. But, my point is, like, you know, everybody brings so much to the table nowadays that you just have to respect where our industry is going, and not think that the person who's your neighbor is guaranteed to list their home with you, or the
Right.
person who's your friend is guaranteed to work with you, because those days they're being challenged. They're being
Right.
challenged a lot in our industry, and I'm just excited to see what's happening.
You know, I think that we're in a change in our industry, and I was having this conversation a few days ago, and I said something that kind of, you know, when you say something and it resonates with you, and you're like, holy shit, you know, I said this industry is not about who you know anymore.
No.
It really isn't. It really isn't. This industry is 1,000% about who you're in front of.
Yeah.
Very different. Very different, right? It's how much I put myself out there and how often I put myself out there and how much I'm in front of somebody's face.
So that's one of my
That's
philosophies. I always say, pull up a chair to the table you weren't invited to, crash more
right.
parties, get in front of people, even if you weren't asked to get in front of them. You know, you've got to put yourself out there, because if you don't put yourself out there, there's no way people are just going to guarantee come to you.
Right.
And it's just something that to me resonates with what you just said. I have done that. I'm that person that if everyone's going this way, I want to go completely the opposite way. And I want to get in front of the faces of people who say, oh, they're never going to do business with you, or that's not possible. And it's
Right.
kind of like, not watch me, but I want to. So I'm going to explore it further. And I don't want to do what everyone's going this way. I want to go this way.
Right.
And that's
And I
just,
think, and that's to the point that I was making, was that we're in that part of we're in that part of transition in our industry where a lot of people are going to fall off.
yeah.
And like you said, agents that are solid, man, that we're here to level up, we're going to level up. And there's a lot of names out there that are going to continue to level up. And I could rattle off names. And guess what? I can rattle off names around the whole country, and you'll know who they are. Why? Because they've leveled up. And then there's going to be a huge fallout of people that are just going to fall through the cracks, you know? And I think it's who you associate yourself with. And, you know, you don't have to be a part of the industry giants, because there are a lot of agents in the industry giants that are going to fall off. You know, it's about who you're surrounding yourself with and who you're learning with and who you're, like you said earlier, picking the brain of somebody else so that you can add to your business and continue to develop a strong business. So I want to ask you something.
Yeah. And I think
What's
that's
the
where we
makeup of your team?
segue. Uh-huh.
What's the makeup of your team?
So
you
I
said you
have
have 18 members on your team.
So I have a vice president of ops. His day-to-day job is to
Okay.
work directly with myself and my husband for accountability. We work on all of our lead platforms, lead count, agent conversion. I do a coaching call with my agents once a week, which I'm really excited about that. Actually, we really started taking that to the next level. And what I work on is more mindset, where they're at, what's keeping them up at night, and not necessarily closings. So his role is more the ops side. I have a marketing coordinator. I have 2 assistants, and then I have 16 amazing agents. I do have a listing partner. She is the one that oversees all the listings and assists in training our agents who are now moving into a listing capacity. And we have a listing recap call every Monday, whether I'm out of town or in town. We video, believe it or not.
Nice.
And, you know, we'll go
There it is.
over all of the listings and just make sure that if there's any issues, any hiccups, my husband just told me clean my camera. We go over that. And
I don't think it's that. I think it's the connection, but I got you.
and so yeah, that's our team dynamic. We meet every Thursday in person, religiously, to go over whether we're training or whether we're just talking about what's industry trends. I'm out of town. Our VP of Ops holds the meetings, just because, you know, I'm not the one pushing this train. The agents are so self-contained, and this is a movement. So it's not about, if Veronica's not here, we can't meet. Last week, obviously, we didn't meet because we had a passing of one of our agents, but, you know, which may he rest in peace. But
I saw
this
that.
show
Sorry
will
to hear
continue.
that. Yes.
Thank you. He's looking over us. But, you know, so that's pretty much the dynamic of our team. We run as the Figueroa team, and, you know, they're amazing. I mean, these people make me better every single day. They're willing to always help each other out. And I think we're on track right now to do about 440 units this year.
Wow. All right. Congrats on that, first of all. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question for the indies out there. Um, because there's a consistent battle in the independent brokerage side of things, right? So I run or I'm a part of and run a Facebook group that's independent brokerages throughout the country, right? It's about 600 members or so. And in that group, there's a constant communication about a competing broker versus a non-competing broker, right? And then so of course competing brokers jump in and they're like, I'm not a competing broker, I'm a producing broker. In my opinion, same shit, right? You know. So
Oh, I got a better one for you. I got my own word.
Yeah, what's your? Let's go.
I'm a participating broker, baby. I participate in the industry.
That's it. That's it. So let me ask you a question. How do you find it? How are you capable? How do you find it? The capacity to run a successful team that's doing 400 plus units a year, and also run an office, like a full office.
So to me, it really goes down to the people. Like I said, we have failed our way forward. This was a formula that for a long time I was like, oh my gosh, I can't sell because, you know, I have agents that don't want me to sell. Listen, I believe in profitability for everybody. I don't believe that this should be a one-sided a business. The need was there skills to help develop a segment of my business where I can inject into agents who maybe didn't have a clear success path. So I refuse to not work in an industry that I love just because it's at a few agents. My philosophy is this: if you don't want to work because you're upset that I'm selling and I'm successful, then we're just not aligned. In my world, we'd all be successful. Now, why am I able to still run it where the agents, look, these top producers, they want you to be there when they need you. They want to be able to mastermind with you, and they want you to be supportive to them. But I'm not cracking the whip on them, and they know that if they need me, I'm there for them. My team, on the other hand, the same thing. I've got a really good staff. I'm injecting in their business, and I finally have found that balance. Struggle. It really is a struggle. I'm not going to lie. It's been stuff that at some point has kept me up at night. But when I found it within me to know who I am and to know that I don't want to lead a 100-man team or a 100-man office. I just want to work with really good people that I really love, that I want to be a part of their world. And that's who we are. So if they come to
that's
me and
your culture, your
that's
heartbeat.
our culture. And if they say, hey, down the block, they're talking shit about you because you're a competing broker, I'm like, okay, well, go over there. Like, it's very simple. Like, I mean, you know, to me, it just doesn't make sense. I have no problem. I'm not going to sacrifice my family and my success because the competitor is trying to nitpick their very little value proposition as to why you should not hang your license with me. To be honest with you, really, that's not my philosophy. And to all the indies out there, first of all, I think you're doing the damn thing. I love it. I kind of have FOMO that I'm not in that group. And the industry's changing. I was an indie before, so I get it. I think it's a struggle, not just indie. I think franchise owners and brokers across the board are facing, like, do I just have a team? Which I think the team-based brokerage model is an amazing model as well. I know of a lot of very successful team broker owners who do that. Just like I know, you know, the Lamakias of the world and the David Kurz of the world are running amazing brokerages as well that have a hybrid model. I think you need to find out who you are as an individual and stop worrying about what everyone else is saying, what everyone else is doing, and lead with your heart. Lead with your heart, your value proposition, and what you have to offer, and you will attract people who want to be in your world. And if they don't fit in your world, keep it pushing. It's all good. There's plenty to go around, and I'm sure there's
I had another word for that.
You know,
I remember the first time. So I don't know if you're familiar with New World Title. Are you familiar with New World Title?
Yep.
All right. So I'm very good friends with the owner of New World Title here in Miami. And I remember, you know, New World Title is a very talked about title company. I remember when we first opened doors and we were pushing, we were killing it, you know, and I had gone from team to brokerage, and I announced that I was no longer going to sell real estate. I wasn't going to compete, that my focus was going to be on coaching, training, and education. And I started pushing that way. And man, the people started talking, right? And so even now I hear my agents come back to me and they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what, man? It's bound to happen. I remember calling Rudy the first time that ever happened to me. I don't know how you felt the first time that ever happened to you. First time it ever happened to me, I was like, oh my God, my brokerage is going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking shit about me. And I just fucking opened doors and I put so much money into this, you know? Yeah. And you start freaking out. And Rudy gets on the phone. He goes, first of all, relax. Second of all, find a table. I said, I'm at a restaurant. I'm at a table. He goes, now get on it and dance. And he was like, you should be dancing on a table right now because the fact that they're talking about you means that you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You know? And
you know, I've been told that before. I've been told I'm not liked, which I love that. I don't care. I don't want everyone to like me. I love everyone, but I don't want everyone to like me.
We're not on the earth for everyone to like us.
The other thing is I don't really look at myself at this level because, David, I'm not in the living room competing with them because if I did, they should be scared. Let me just say that. I'm not in the living room going against my agents. I'm not saying my agents would be scared. My agents are great. Those brokers who are saying that I'm in the living room competing with my agents, they don't know the truth. I'm not.
They don't know. Yeah.
I am a marketer. I am a person who creates opportunities for the people in my office, in my brokerage, on my team of saying, you guys, we're here. That's what I consider myself. I'm not in the listing appointments as much. I'm not out showing only my sphere or my personal friends. To be honest with you, I haven't really been that much in production in over 4 years. But what I do know is I'm good at is marketing. I'm a people connector. I see opportunities. So for them to say that I'm competing with them, no, I'm actually trying to create opportunities for the people that I care about. So I think that's the difference. It's so easy to talk about your competitors and say, oh, they're your competing broker. No, actually, I'm never going to compete with my agents because I rock with my agents. But if they ever need my help, I'm there and I'll give them ideas. So I just think it's a stigma that people want to make you look bad or think that it just because they don't know how to do it or because they're in a hireable or fireable position. Most of the time, they're these recruiters for these big box companies. As opposed to you and me, it's our dollars and cents. We've spent millions of dollars on marketing. Exactly. Yeah. So if we have to pivot with industry changes, that's what we're going to do. And I think we need to give ourselves permission in this cutthroat business to follow our hearts more and follow, do things for our people rather than what our competitors are talking or saying. And, just really remembering who we're doing this for, which is the people that we care about and love. And I just suggest that those indie brokers keep doing their thing.
Your phone is so excited it almost passed out right now.
I know, right? I love it.
All right, so I want to close out with something very simple. You run a very fantastic office and you have an amazing culture with your team and with your agents amongst the office. From a leadership standpoint, from a leadership position, what's the number one piece of advice that you could give independent brokers out there or team owners out there about culture and production?
So I talk about this a lot with my coach and the people that mentor me. And I really want to try to make sure that I give myself permission to accept any time that I flawed or made a mistake, knowing that I haven't always been perfect. But what I'm doing now is really about the people, the people that I love. So go back to your core values. If you don't have good core values, establish them. If you need a really good book to establish your core values, read The Shadow Effect, which is one to really just understand who you are. And then the next
Shadow
one,
Effect, I'm going to write that down.
The Shadow Effect. And then the next one that I would recommend is The Traveler's Gift, because it's going to talk about you sometimes being lost as a leader and not really knowing what your purpose is, but the importance of defining it. So you can't lead people. I mean, if you can't lead people if you're not clear as to who you are and who you are going to be as a culture. So when we established our core values, which are so important to our team, we realized that it's about the human. It's about the person that I want to work with. They got to be good people, integrity before all, before personal gain. So many people say, oh, I'm honest and integral. So is everyone else. But are you going to put what's right before your personal gain? That's important. And I can send you what our core values are. I have no problem sharing that. And it's something that's like the Bible for us on our team and in our office when it comes to our team environment. It's also even in our office, we love our community and our community are our agents. We love giving back. And to me, if you're not giving back, you're not whole. And, you know, so really define your core values as an office. And it can't just be stuff you blurt out. It's got to be stuff that really, really resonates with the people that you are working with and that you're selecting with. And the other thing is, when you're interviewing people, lead with your core values. If the person is coming in and the first thing they're talking about is splits and what are you going to do for me and this and that, that is the first indicator that that person needs to leave my office, because this has to be a win-win. So your core values are super important. Core values will define who you are as a team. Lead your meetings with your core values. Talk to your agents about your core values, and be okay to be called out when you're failing your team or you're not walking the walk as a leader, to know that you're giving them permission to call you out. And you also have permission to say, you know what, I'm really, really grateful that you put me in check, and I'm going to recommit to being a better leader. One of the things that we just started doing, Dave, with our team is start, stop, and continue. You know, tell me what we need to stop doing. Tell me what we need to continue to do. Tell me what we should stop doing. And also asking our agents, what are you going to commit to do to help us get better?
Right.
So all of that, to me, for any type of team leader, brokerage, what I've finally realized is that it's not about the numbers. It's not about the leads. It's about the people and how you lead them. And if you make it about you, it's never going to work. You're going to be having a revolving door. Yeah, you got to make it about them. But they have to be in line with who you are. And don't stop being you for anyone.
For anyone. Be prepared to get lashback for you being who you are. I think is important. We tapped on that a little bit, but you know, I got a lot of lashback because, you know, I have personal goals as well. Some of my personal goals is, you know, I want to coach nationally. I want to speak nationally. I want to write more books. I want to do that kind of stuff. And that kind of stuff requires me to have positive exposure and give content, things like that. And then I got the speakers that were saying, oh, but you're not doing anything for your agents. And I'm like, hold on a second, what the hell do you think I'm doing all this for?
Yeah.
Right? Because all of this, everything that I do every single time benefits our team. Yeah. It benefits our family, you know? So 1,000%, 1,000,000% with you. Don't allow anyone to change who you are. Don't allow anyone to kick you off your tracks and shift your direction. Because if you can find who you are, if you can determine who you are, what type of leader you are, and you can be true to yourself, then everything else follows. Your brand follows, your exposure follows, your marketing follows, all of it falls around you.
There's always someone who thinks that they can do it better than you. And my philosophy is this: no one can do it better than you if you're doing it with your heart and your true intentions. So they're going to do good for their people. You're going to do good for your people. And there's plenty.
And they definitely can't do it better than you if they're talking about you, because they're too busy talking about you.
Yeah.
This,
but I'm excited.
You know, I was telling, it's just so much real estate for everybody to sell that it's unnecessary, you know. But I'm crazy excited that we had this conversation, because this is so important in this industry when it comes to leadership. I think that there's a strong lack of leadership in this industry in so many places. And agents that are coming into the industry are starving for leaders to show them the way and make things happen. And you're one of those phenomenal leaders, and I'm super proud to have you at the Real Talk Conference. I thank you very much for doing this with me. For those of you that are listening and want to hear Veronica talk some more, look, Josue Soto just got on. If you guys want to see her, learn from her, talk to her, have a little bit of one-on-one time with her, see her sit for a Q&A, see her sit on a panel. Veronica is going to be on August 15th at the Real Talk Conference in Miami. I'm promising you, will be Miami's premier conference when it comes to business and business development. So get your tickets at realtalkcon.com and see this special woman on stage kicking it and showing off how awesome of a leader she is, how she's built such an amazing team, how she uses tools like Zillow to her advantage to help her team produce and take care of themselves and their families, which is huge, right? So again, thank you for doing this with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And sorry about the connection issue.
Don't worry, I'm gonna edit this whole shit and reload it back up.
Perfect. Hey, and Zillow has some really cool, exciting things that are gonna shake some shit up in the next couple of weeks. So you guys definitely want to hear how we're preparing for that.
Awesome. I definitely want to hear you talk about that at the conference.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
Right.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.